Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darian and today we're doing a very exciting video because we are going to be letting my zodiac sign choose what I read. So I've seen a lot of different booktubers do videos like this. I remember Kayla did one reading like an Aries and my friend Lisa did one reading like a Leo, and I've decided that it is my turn, and in this video I'm going to be reading like a Pisces for a month was the plan. Spoiler alert, I am filming this after I have read all the books, and the plan was to release this video on my birthday, which is the end of February, and obviously that did not happen, but I'm still gonna show you guys my journey reading through these books that were recommended to Pisces. So basically what I did was I went online, found a bunch of different resources recommending books to different zodiac signs, and so I'm just gonna drop you guys into that footage, which I filmed over a month ago, but I have a feeling I'm wearing the same sweater in that part of the video. So this was over a month ago, but it's gonna look like it's the same, except for the calendar. The calendar will change. But yeah, so we're gonna be going online and seeing what books are recommended to Pisces, and then I ended up choosing 4 different books. 2 of them were recommended several times. One of them was like a few times, but I decided to read it, and one was only recommended once, but I decided to read it anyways because I had already planned to read it in February, so it was great. So let's go back to Past Darian and see what we're going to be reading in this video. Okay, so I don't know how much of this video I already explained in the intro, but I'm just gonna assume I explained it pretty well. So right now we are gonna look at different lists, different videos, different Instagram posts of people who have recommended books based on people's zodiac signs. Like I'm sure I've mentioned, I am a Pisces, and I have a feeling a lot of the book recommendations are gonna be like sad books, some tear jerkers, because Pisces are known to be emotional and sensitive. I am definitely like a stereotypical Pisces, so this will be interesting. My only requirement for the books that I pick are I want books that I have easy access to, whether I already own them or my library has them, or I can get the audiobook easily, something like that. I'm not gonna be buying any new books for this video because I'm just not gonna do that. All right, so I'm screen recording. So first I'm just gonna do a good old Google search. Okay, what your astrological sign needs to read in 2024? I mean, I don't know, are these gonna be 2024 releases or just general books? Let's find out. Now, Pisces, oh, are they, oh my god, wow. The Jinn waits 100 years. I don't think that's out yet. I think I have heard of this book. Okay, I'm gonna keep a tally. I'm gonna keep a tally of the books that I see. If there's books that I see like numerous times, then I'll probably read it. But I'm not basing this on like the most books I see, or I don't know, anything like that. Oh, one thing, I don't know if I mentioned, but I am filming this right before filming my February TBR. So I'm getting like my options now, and then I'm gonna film my February TBR, and depending on the prompts I get from my prompt jar, these are the books that I'm gonna choose from, if that makes sense. And that will kind of decide the books I read for this video. Okay, this one's from 2023, from Libby Life. The books you should read this year, based on your zodiac sign: Aquarius, Pisces. I do want to read Remarkably Bright Creatures. What does it say about Pisces? Intuitive, compassionate, empathetic, imaginative, sensitive, natural dreamers. Pisces are the gracious and kind souls of the zodiac. Wearing their heart on their sleeve, they're in touch with their own deep emotions and won't mind reading about others' big feelings as well. What did I say? Their imaginations are vivid and active, making novels with magical realism their cup of tea. They're romantic, often excessively so, and will be excessive, please, and will be drawn to a book with tender, heartfelt themes. Okay, so oh my god, I can't say that word. Remarkably Bright Creatures is definitely a book that I'm interested in. So, okay, I had to stop for a second, but now I have an audience, so we're all nervous. Alright, let's try this site. Aries, yeah. It always starts with Aries. What? Where's Pisces? Did they forget Pisces? What the heck? There's no Pisces on this list. They stopped at Capricorn. Okay, that's pretty rude. All right, let's try this. Okay, zodiac sign book recommendations. Yes, the signs. Okay, Aries. Okay, are we gonna remember Pisces? Aquarius. Pisces. Oh god. The Soul of an Octopus. Wow, this is the second octopus book. Pisces, how I love your emotional and sensitive sides. You are intuitive, romantic, and extremely empathetic. I think you would appreciate The Soul of an Octopus by Cy Montgomery. Okay, well, it's just because we're a water sign and Pisces is the fish, and so they're like, what has fish? Okay, let's see what BuzzFeed says. Discover the book you're destined to read, love, and learn from based on your zodiac sign. Hey, Aries. I always have to scroll to the bottom. Libra. Associated with love and empathy, Pisces are well known for absorbing lessons of love and pain through all they surround themselves with. Pisces are natural empaths who still need moral guidance. For the old soul who appreciates love and loss, John Boyne's The Heart's Invisible Furies is a breathtaking story about a young man born out of wedlock in 1940s Ireland who travels the world as a gay man at a time when being open about one's sexuality came at a great personal cost. The main character, Cyril Avery, will tug at a Pisces heartstrings as they find themselves at the mercy of coincidence, discover their own identity, and make their way home. This is pretty on theme. Like I said, I knew everything would be like, this will tug at your heartstrings, because Pisces love to cry. Okay, let's try one more website, I guess. The best book genre. This one's showing the genre. Okay. Aries, gay. Oh, it does give some recommendations. Okay, Pisces. Lesso, come, good boy. Okay, we have a friend. Okay, Pisces, it just says fantasy. Pisces offers lyrical invention and can bring images into being. Magical realism, invented worlds, fairylands, and creative reveries form the ideal books based on zodiac signs for dreamy, poetic Pisces. Look to fantasy book series that feature the fae, magicians, mythical creatures, and adventurers who take you deep into allegory. And then it shows these three. I have read and loved The House in the Australian Sea, so that's good, I guess. So let's note these ones. Maybe I'll do a couple more. Okay. Maybe I'll just do this one. The New York Post. They should know what they're talking about, right? This is from 2022. Aries. Okay. Oh god. Okay. Oh. Graceling. Interesting. Graceling by Kristen Kishore is the perfect fit to fill a desire for magic, mysticism, and the supernatural wants of a Pisces. In a world where those who are born with a specific grace, as physically evident by having two different colored eyes, some graces are more useful to the kingdom than others. Katza, the main character, has the power to kill with her bare hands. And she is forced to use this skill for the king. She, however, doesn't want to be a hitman and has to figure out how to fulfill her duties while being true to her desires. Throw a little romance into the story and the reader goes along for an amazing creative ride. The beauty of this book is that it is part of a series. This is the first one that I've seen that I actually own. I think now I'm gonna go to YouTube and see what the booktube girlies have to say. Because I'm sure people have done videos like this, recommending books based on your zodiac signs. So I'm just gonna do books, zodiac signs, and see what I come up with. Okay, Katie Colson did a video 9 months ago. So this is updated enough for me.
Now they are also highly spiritual, which makes Pisces the most empathetic of all of the zodiac signs. I would suggest for Pisces, Erin Morgenstern in general, but namely the Starless Sea. So this is a book I'm just talking about because Pisces are going to eat this shit up. It's a daydream. It's literally like a 400-page daydream, and not only than that, there's a romance and it's gay. It is gay, and every single character Gemini are gay. Don't fact check me. I did not write the rules. It is the energy we give off, okay? And you can't prove me wrong. And then I have I'll Give You the Sun by Jenny Nelson. So this is a book about art, and it is about Jude.
Okay, I will say I'm not really interested in this book, so.
I had to have an emotional, tearjerker, heartwarming love story on this list because Pisces are so well known for being so in tune with emotions of themselves and others and recognizing emotions in others. So this, Heartstopper, it's a gay love story.
Okay, obviously I love Heartstopper, so. Okay, so let's see someone else. Sean McComb. Let's see what they have to say.
Right as though nobody's watching.
Dan Brown. I don't care.
Suspense is
okay.
Pisces is the most intuitive, sensitive, and empathetic sign of the entire zodiac. As the final sign, Pisces has absorbed every lesson, the joys and the pain, the hopes and the fears, learned by all the other signs. It's symbolized by two fish swimming in opposite directions, representing the constant division of Pisces' attention between fantasy and reality. The book, like, literally the perfect book for this is Why Fish Don't Exist by Lulu Miller. This is amazing, but not just Lulu Miller, but also, I guess,
I don't want to read a fish book. Just because we're the fish. I reject all of these fish recommendations. Okay, Hailey Hughes did one, and apparently I've watched it before.
Hey guys, it's Hailey.
But I do not remember, so let's see what Hailey says for us. Does she do them? Does she have timestamps? Hailey, please. I need timestamps. Okay. What sign are we talking about here?
And when they finally do, it is such a cute. And finally, getting to our last book recommendation for Pisces. I love you guys because you're fantastical. You romanticize your life. You make everything deep, but you can easily get trapped inside your head.
Thanks, Hailey.
About everything, since you make everything so deep. And that's what I love. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn.
Oh.
By Stuart Turton. I absolutely love this book. It is a sci-fi fantasy thriller kind of thing.
Okay, that is a book I'm interested in, and I'm pretty sure my brother has it, so I can borrow it from him. So that's good. Okay, is there anyone else I should watch? Okay, this one is from 3 years ago, but let's see. Pisces.
Pisces. Listen, I love Pisces. They're water signs. We love a good water sign. You guys aren't as emotional as Cancers, but I'd still say that Pisces, all the Pisces that I've ever met, have been pretty romantic. You guys like your romance. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about Pisces, honestly. Like, I think they're great. And do I think they're the best zodiac sign? No. But I think they're up there. So if you're Pisces, I think that your romantic side, and I feel like the thing about Pisces is that your head sometimes is a little bit up in the clouds when it comes to romance. Sometimes you tend to romanticize people or situations that shouldn't be romanticized.
Is this true?
So I'm going to recommend
What's going on?
Do I romanticize everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
take you to
The Last Summer. Okay, I don't know what that is. Books. How do I, what should I search? Books. Zodiac signs. What if I just do that? Books, Zodiac. Hello? No? Books? Zodiac signs? Okay. Alright, let's see. Books to read based on your zodiac sign. I don't know if it's gonna have... Yeah, no. Okay. Oh, but when did they do... Oh, 2 days ago. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. They're recommending Remarkably Bright Creatures for Aquarius. But remember, they recommended it to me. Okay, so let's see. Pisces. We all want impossible things. I don't even know what that is. Okay, what to read based on your zodiac sign. No. We need justice for all of us at the end of the zodiac wheel. I can never find stuff for me because it's always part 2. Top reads. Okay. Let's see. Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Oh, if we were villains. It doesn't give an explanation, but... So I'm going to try one more time, and we're going to look at TikTok. Oh my god, Kayla did... Did she make one for Pisces? Kayla? Did she do... Kayla! Aries? Wait, where's Pisces? Oh my god, Kayla? Okay. Let's see what Kayla has to say.
Pisces is a water sign, and so you'll find your sister signs.
Oh, okay, wait. She's giving multiple. Everyone.
For
Oh.
romance, try to turn your affections toward an earth sign, such as Capricorn. A relationship like
What
that
is that?
will
The
much
gallery?
you.
Okay, okay.
You have a great leaning toward the arts that should be encouraged. You'll never really be happy unless
Okay.
you're involved with exciting people and constant change. You're
Okay.
naturally dignified, but you have a tendency to relapse into
Oh.
prideful selfishness if hurt.
Oh my, there's so many! Kayla!
The exact opposite
Oh!
of nature. Pisces
Okay,
is
okay.
a water sign,
Let me write
and
some
so
of these
you'll
down.
find yourself-
Kayla really came in clutch there. I thank you so much. Okay, okay, okay.
Books for a Pisces.
Books for Pisces.
Anne of Green Gables.
Okay.
Dreamers.
Oh my god. Okay.
Practical Magic.
Okay.
Poet X.
I read that.
And 5 Feet Apart.
Ah.
Books for a Pisces.
Okay, wait. Kayla also said The Dreamers. Okay, this one's romance books. Oh, Taylor Swift. Okay, The Fine Print. I don't really want to read. Twice Shy! I just got that for Christmas. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, first of all, why are you laughing at me? Okay, first of all, Twice Shy I got for Christmas. But Act Your Age, Eve, is that, yeah, Act Your Age, why does that sound wrong? Act Your Age, Eve Brown, I was planning on reading anyway in February. 5 books every Pisces should read at least once. Why is, I don't want to read Anne of Green Gables. I know I should because I'm Canadian, but 100 Years of Solitude. Okay, Kayla also said that one. What if I just do what Kayla said? Read the Dreamers. Okay, I have to read The Dreamers. This is the 3rd time it's come up. That's crazy. That's what do you all know that I don't know? Okay, so I'm gonna bold it on my list because that's the only one that's shown up multiple times. Bold. Okay. Okay, okay, and 100 Years of Solitude also came up twice. Pisces season, this is, I don't even know what site this is. 100 Years of Solitude. I don't, like, I'm not super interested in it. But everyone says, A Little Life, okay. Interesting. Ooh, Written in the Stars, I read and liked. Winter's Orbit. Okay, wait, they're actually giving explanations. For 100 Years of Solitude, it says, Pisces are known for their proclivity for illusion, escapism, and boundless imagination. Need proof, look no further than famous Pisces, Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Okay, maybe that's why. And his magical realism masterpiece, 100 Years of Solitude, which follows the lives of 7 generations of the Buendia family. If everyone is saying to read that, then maybe I need to read it. Maybe I can get the audiobook. I don't know, we'll see. Winter's Orbit, combine the Pisces tendency for illusion and escapism with their love of romance by reading this science fiction... What? I don't want to read that out loud. Science fiction, something romance novel. Prince Kiam finds himself in a diplomatic marriage with Ambassador Janin after the death of the late Prince Tom. This will be the last one I look at. I need to stop at some point. Simon Teen made a list. So are these all gonna be YA books? Okay, Summerbird Blue. It's not showing the picture, but I have read and really liked it. Starfish. Same author, okay. Both have to do with water, so why are these pictures not loading? Starry Eyes. Oh, I have heard of that. 5 Feet Apart. Clockwork Angel. Okay, have read it. Watch Over Me by Mila Gray. I don't know that. Red Scrolls of Magic I did not really like. Okay. Alright, I think we're gonna cap our list here. I have quite a long list of books. I think what we've learned is I definitely need to read The Dreamers because it got recommended 3 times. I'm gonna seek out 100 Years of Solitude. I mean, I'm sure my library has it. I never was interested in it. I've heard it's like really dense. But it was also recommended 3 times, I think, so... Plaza's upset. And then I do have a very good long list. Definitely interested in Graceling. Definitely interested in The Starless Sea. And what was the other one? Wait. Oh, Remarkably Bright Creatures is definitely one. If I had to pick an octopus book, I think it'll be Remarkably Bright Creatures. Oh, 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. We Were Villains. Blanca and Roja. Oh yeah, Act Your Age, Eve Brown. So much to think about. So now I have this list and then I'm gonna go film my February TBR and I will choose books from this list based on the prompts I get. So I will come back at some point with a more clear TBR for this video. The book that I'm gonna pick, which is 303 pages, but we're gonna ignore that, is The Dreamers by Karen Thompson Walker. And I actually don't know much about this book, but I'm reading it for a video. And that is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. This is another book I'm reading for a video. I don't know much about it, but I do know it's about an octopus. The book I'll be reading for this prompt is 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And then some other books I would like to get to. First is Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert once again. So I started the first book for this video, which is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt, I think is the author. Do you mind? I have ice cream and Lazo wants it. This is the kind of day we're having. So I'm like 70% through this book, so I'm almost done. I'm listening to the audiobook and I'm sure I will finish it tomorrow, but I wanted to actually give some thoughts while I was reading the book. This book is mainly following this woman named Tova who works at an aquarium where there is a, what is it called? A giant Pacific octopus named Marcellus. And so we have Tova's perspective, we have Marcellus's perspective, which is my favorite, and in my opinion we don't get enough of his perspective. But he is just kind of at this aquarium just observing everything around him, and he has taken a liking to Tova because she's like one of the only people who works there that seems to actually care about him. Did I mention what she does? She's like the cleaner at the aquarium. And she's an older woman. We know that her husband passed away a few years ago and her son was in an accident when he was 18. So she's been living alone for a while and she has this group of friends that they've been friends for like decades, I think, and they used to get together to knit, but now they just kind of get together to like gossip and stuff. As they get older, more of her friends have passed away or they've moved away to retirement homes or moved back in with their kids, and so Tova's just kind of trying to figure out her life at the moment. She's feeling quite lonely. She's also very happy with her job and she reminds me a lot of Eleanor Oliphant and Uva from A Man Called Uva. Like, she is very particular about everything. She likes things done in a certain way. And so you're following her perspective. You sometimes follow Marcellus. And then there's two other characters that you end up following their perspectives as well. And then they all kind of connect. And I'm liking it, but I don't have any strong feelings about this book, to be honest. Like, I think it's fine. I don't think it's a bad book by any means. Do I think Pisces especially would like this book? I don't know. I think it's only recommended to Pisces because it's about an octopus, but like I want, you know, I care about Tova. I want her to be happy. I care mostly about Marcellus. I think there should be way more Marcellus in this book, but anyway, so I really don't have much to say about it. Like, I do like the audiobook and especially the voice for Marcellus is quite good. I don't know, like there is something that I can tell we're gonna be revealing soon. I mean, it's pretty obvious what it is, and I don't know how I feel about it. It seems like way too convenient. I don't know. I'm just feeling very meh about it. Like, I really don't have much to say about it. I'll come back to you once I finish it, but it's just very okay so far. I got my Taylor shirt on. It is Super Bowl Sunday. Yes, I will be watching the Super Bowl, and yes, it is only because of Taylor Swift. And if that bothers you, I don't care. So happy Sunday. I have a couple reading updates for this vlog. So I have, since the last update, finished I can never say that word. Remarkably Bright Creatures. I actually finished it the day after I filmed that clip, and that was 4 days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. But I didn't really feel like talking about it because I thought it was just very meh. I don't know. None of my feelings that I mentioned in the last clip really changed, but I don't know. I think this was only recommended to Pisces because of the octopus character. Like, I don't know what else. I mean, I guess it's emotional, but also, like, I was saying that there was a reveal that I'm pretty sure, like, the way it's written, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to see this reveal coming, so I don't think it's supposed to be like a shock or anything, but it was very obvious that this reveal was coming, and I really did not like it. And I feel like maybe another reason this was recommended to Pisces is because we're known as like daydreamers, and so there was a lot of stuff that happened in this book. There was a lot of stuff that happened in this book that, like, it would never happen. There's no way so many coincidences would happen like this. I'm sorry, my cat is yelling at me. But yeah, there's no way. Like, everything was so convenient for everyone, and like, oh, Tiger. I need to hold the baby. So yeah, everything was just so convenient for the plot to move forward. And like, obviously these characters went through some hard times, but I didn't feel emotionally attached to anything that was going on because everything just worked out so easily, if that makes sense. And everyone just kind of happened to be related to each other in some way or another. Like, not related blood related, but like, oh, this person just happened to know the person that this person knows. I don't want to spoil anything, but like, everyone kind of knew each other through other circumstances, and it's like that's way too convenient for how random these events happened. I find this very hard to talk about without spoiling, but basically I just didn't really like where the plot went. This is the second book in a row where I read a main character who like refused to let people help them and like think they had to do everything on their own, and then by the end of the book they learned that like, oh, it's not a burden. People want to help me because they love me, and like, that's great. Like, I think maybe that bothered me because that's how I am. Like, I always think I have to do things on my own, so that's probably like something I need to look into myself to figure out why that bothered me. But it's like, I just read a book where a character was doing that, so I was like, okay, enough with this. I don't know. I just didn't love it, but I thought it was fine. I don't think it's a bad book at all. I just don't see why Pisces would like this book. I think it's really just because the octopus, who was the best part of the book, we definitely did not get enough of the octopus, but I don't know. I just did not feel emotionally attached at all, and I think that's supposed to be the point of these books because Pisces are so emotional, is I think all of these books are basically recommended because they're supposed to bring out emotions in us Pisces, and I didn't think this book succeeded in that. So I gave it 3 stars. It's not a bad book. If you're interested, I would recommend, basically, if you're reading this because of the octopus, don't bother. He's not in the book that much. Like, that was a bit of a letdown. So the first book in this vlog was fine, 3 stars, but I have started another book, and that is The Dreamers by Karen Thompson Walker. Guys, I think this might be my first 5-star of the year. I am about halfway. Yeah, about halfway. I'm on page 142, so like just under halfway because I think it's 299 pages as we've determined. But I also have my Pisces bookmark that I got from Leora Eileen. So if you're a fellow Pisces, I know she has a few other zodiac bookmarks, but I don't think she has all of them, but she did do Pisces, so that's great. So I figured it went with this book since it's for the Pisces vlog, but I am I am loving this book so much, and I'm reading it very slowly. Like, it's, like I said, it's just around 300 pages. I feel like I should have finished it by now, but like, I don't want it to end. I'm having so much fun with this book. Well, fun, that's a strong word, but this book is basically about, okay, get this, because this book was written in 2019, so the year before the pandemic, and this is about kind of a pandemic where this disease breaks out in this college that these people just fall asleep and have really intense dreams. They can tell they're dreaming because of like brain mapping or something like that, and apparently it's like they've never seen this much brain activity in a human being before, but that's what's happening with all these people who are infected with this disease. They don't know what's going on, and you're following probably like 5 or 6 different perspectives. You're following like kind of the perspective of someone who was infected, of other students who were around the infected people, and then you're following this couple who has a 3-week-old baby who live like near the college that this is happening at, and they're like terrified that this is going to affect their baby. You're following these 2 sisters whose father is one of those, what are they called? Doomsday planners? I don't remember the name. I think there's another name for that, but he's always like prepared for the end of the world, and so once he hears about this disease, he's like, okay, we can't leave our house. You're also following a psychologist perspective. Like there's a lot of different perspectives, and this book is reminding me a lot of The Measure, because if you don't know, The Measure by Nikki Erlich, one of my favorite books of all time, and that follows 8 different characters, and so the whole book you're going through 8 different perspectives, which I know sounds like a lot of perspectives, but you end up caring about each, well, you end up caring about each character so much, whether that be you love them or you hate them, because there's one character in The Measure that I can think of that I definitely hated, but I still had a very strong reaction towards him. I feel the same way about this book. Like, I'll get one chapter from someone's perspective, and some of the chapters are only like 3 pages long, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to know what's gonna happen to them. Are they gonna be okay? And it's just crazy that this was written the year before like COVID broke out, because this disease, the way they talk about it, is so similar to like what ended up happening with the pandemic, and how like doctors reacted, and also how like the right wing reacted, and how people were like, this is fake news and it's the government trying to trick us and it's just big pharma, blah 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 blah. Like there's so much of that in this book, and I'm like, how did Karen know? Like, Karen, my god. So anyways, I am eating this up, but at the same time I don't want to finish it because I'm really, really loving this. And I think I see why this was recommended to Pisces, because it is such like an emotionally driven story. Like, this story doesn't work if you're not feeling for these characters, and I find the way it's written that I'm so attached to these characters that I barely know, that I'm only getting like very short chapters from, and then we move on to someone else. But I just want to know what's going to happen to everyone, and I'm just so intrigued, and I love the writing in this book, so I definitely want to read her other book, The Age of Miracles, but I'm just loving this so much. And I don't think I ever would have read it if it wasn't for this video, so I'm just so happy because I haven't had a 5-star yet this year. I'm trying to be picky about my 5 stars this year, and it is now like almost halfway through February and I haven't had one yet, so I'm really hoping this continues to be amazing, but I'm just so excited about it. And so my plan is tonight, while I watch the Super Bowl, I'm just gonna read this, but I will look up at the TV every time something happens. I don't know. I really don't know football much. I just want to see Taylor Swift. And obviously I'm rooting for the Chiefs because Karma is the guy on the Chiefs. So yes, I'm gonna keep reading this, and I'll probably come back once I finished it, but I'm just so excited about where this is going. Okay, we're not here to talk about my appearance, okay? We're here to talk about The Dreamers by Karen Thompson Walker. This, I don't know why this took me so long to finish. Like, the last time I updated was Super Bowl Sunday, and it is now Tuesday of the next week. So Super Bowl was over a week ago. The Chiefs won, by the way, obviously. I didn't understand what was going on, but it was a very stressful game. But anyways, The Dreamers, I finished it, and this was my first 5 stars of the year. Let's go. So I ended up loving this. I mean, I had a feeling. I got that 5-star feeling pretty early on, and it never went away. I was just so invested in every single storyline, and again, it reminded me a lot of The Measure in terms of how the plot was unfolding and like the narrative choices and all that. I'm learning that I really love books that have like a hint of sci-fi. Like, they take place in our world, but there's just like a little dash of sci-fi as a treat, you know? So if anyone has any recommendations like that are like sci-fi light, I would love to hear them. But this definitely worked out for me much more than Remarkably Bright Creatures did. And I do see why this was recommended to Pisces, because Pisces are known as being like the daydreamers, so this seemed fitting. It's also quite emotional at times, and it's really about like humanity, really, and like the human condition and what you would do when facing this extraordinary circumstance. And it's crazy to me that this was written a year before COVID broke out, and you know, a lot of the actions of people in this book definitely are reminiscent of things people did right after lockdown started. And so Karen was really ahead of her time, and I just loved it. I really loved the writing. I don't think this is a book everyone would love, but I loved it. And I'm really happy. I think this was one of the books that was recommended like 3 different times, and I know Kayla recommended this also, but this just really worked for me, and I'm just so glad I read it because I don't think I ever would have picked this up if it weren't for this video. So I'm so happy I read this. And yeah, so we have our first success of the video. And I did already start my next book, but I'm not very far. I started After Age Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. I'm pretty sure I saw this on only one list, but I wanted to read it in February anyways, so I decided to put it in the video. I am listening to the audiobook, so I'm not 100% sure where I am, but I think I'm about 50 pages in. So really like only the stuff in the synopsis has happened, but this is the 3rd book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. And you're following Eve Brown, who we saw little bits of in the other 2 books. And honestly, I was a bit nervous about this because I didn't really like Eve very much in what we saw from her in the other books. But so far, she's pretty relatable. I mean, she's 26 and I am turning 26 8 days from now. So, and she, you know, is struggling to figure out what she wants to do with her life. Relatable. She's living with her parents and she is basically being supported by the trust fund that they set up for them, and she's having a hard time keeping a job. She keeps starting new projects and then abandoning them when things go wrong, and so her parents are like, okay, you can't just keep using your trust fund money to start these projects and then give up on them, so we are cutting you off and you have to find a job and keep it for a year and then you'll have access to your trust fund again. So she's like, oh my god, what the heck? So she's like, I'm gonna prove to my parents that I can hold a job for a year. And so she drives away angrily, and right away she finds a restaurant that is part of like a B&B that is hiring a cook. And so she just marches in to interview, and I think he's the owner? Yes, the owner of the B&B named Jacob. He is very grumpy. So we all know how I feel about that. They definitely get off on the wrong foot. He doesn't think the interview goes very well, but his partner is like, you know, we need a chef soon because there's this like festival going on. I don't know too much about that yet, but he's like, she leaves and the partner is like, no, you gotta go after her and convince her to take this job. So Jacob is like, fine, I'll go after her. He goes after her and she ends up hitting him with her car. So that's not great. And he's fine, I think, but I think the main part of the summary is that because he is injured, he needs more help, so he has no choice but to hire her, and then there's a romance between them. And I mean, I'm not very far in, but I'm already really liking it. One thing about Talia Hibbert is that she is so funny. I definitely laugh out loud while I'm reading her books. I actually just finished her YA book, Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute, and that one also was so funny. So I definitely love her writing and her humor, and I have high hopes for this one. I think it could be a favorite of the 3 Brown Sisters books, but I'm very early on, so we don't know yet. But I love Jacob. Also, Jacob is autistic and I love seeing that rep, and I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong, but I think it is Own Voices. I think Talia Hibbert is also autistic, but I could be wrong. But so far I'm loving seeing that rep and I just really like it so far. So we're having a great time. Loved this. Really liking this so far. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. By the time I post this, you will know what I have done. But I initially wanted to post this on my birthday, which is 8 days from now. And I would like to include more than 3 books in this video. I am hoping to include one, what is it called? 100 Years of Solitude? Yeah, 100 Years of Solitude, especially because it was recommended so many times for Pisces, so I feel like I need to include that in this video. But I don't know if I will finish it. Well, I still have to start it. I don't know if I can start and finish it before my birthday, and also like edit this video and put it up, especially because I have a lot of assignments and stuff coming up. So I might just post it. I might post it after my birthday, but still in Pisces season, because that's what's important, I think, is getting this out during Pisces season. But the goal is my birthday. But anyways, I'm just rambling. Maybe I'll do it like a little bit after my birthday. But you will know what I did because the video, you will be watching it right now, which is weird. But anyway, so I'm gonna just keep reading for this video. I mean, it's going fine, you know, a 3-star and a 5-star, but this will definitely be above a 3-star, so that's great. And then we'll see 100 Years of Solitude when I get to it. yeah, so now I'm rambling, so I'm gonna go. But I'll be back. Don't you worry. Okay, I finally have another update for this video. This video is going on much longer than I wanted it to. Obviously, I did not finish this before my birthday. My birthday was last week. Today is March 5th that I'm updating you guys. So now my plan is just to finish this before Pisces season ends. When is that? Probably like the 19th or 20th or something. I think it's around then. March 20th. Okay. So as long as I finish my last book by the 20th, I'll be fine. Hopefully I can do that, otherwise we have a problem. But I am here because I finished Act Your Age, Eve Brown, and I loved this book. I loved it so much. It is definitely my favorite in the Brown Sisters series, as I hoped it would be and as I thought it might be. I just thought it was so cute. And I loved Eve and Jacob so much. Jacob, love that man. I love him so much. And I just thought, first of all, I related to Eve a lot. And I mean, first of all, she's 26 and I am now 26. And she's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, girl, same. And Jacob was just so sweet. And I freaking love when, I mean, there's that grumpy sunshine dynamic, but I also love when the love interest in books, like, just all of a sudden realize that they're in love with this person. Like, they're just like, like, I'm always thinking about them, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh my god, I love this person. Like, I just love that. It makes me all giddy inside. I thought it was so cute, and I loved the way that the third act breakup was handled. It wasn't really like a breakup, but the conflict I thought it felt very realistic. And I remember thinking that about Chloe Brown, but not necessarily Danny Brown. I found like the resolution of what happened. I mean, first of all, the ending was so freaking cute. It was so cute. I was just smiling so much listening to this book. I listened to the audiobook, which I loved, by the way. So I've heard people complain about the Chloe Brown audiobook, but this one was great. So highly recommend the audiobook. And I just thought it was so cute. Also, I want a book about Jacob's friend, Montrose, I think is his name. I don't know if it says here, but I loved him and I loved his sisters. They should be the next sibling series in my opinion. And yeah, so I love this book. I gave it 5 stars, my second 5-star of the year. I thought it was great. So that's also our second 5-star in this video. So some of these Pisces books are going quite well. I don't necessarily know why this is recommended to Pisces. Like, is it because it's blue and Pisces are associated with blue because fish and the ocean, you know? I mean, I did relate to Eve a lot, so maybe she's a Pisces, and it did get me in my feels. Also, Eve is definitely like a daydreamer, so I guess that, but she's not like super sensitive like Pisces are. But Jacob is pretty sensitive. Anyways, I don't know why, but I loved it and I'm glad. I mean, I think I only saw it once in the lists that I looked at, so it's not like everyone's saying, oh my god, every Pisces should read this, but I'm glad I read it. I'm just so happy. I loved it so much. I'm just looking at them and I'm like, wow, she's sunshine, he's serious. They're enemies for now. That's what it says. I just loved it. I don't know what else to say. I loved it so much. And then I'm finally on my last book for this video, which is 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I have this, I got it from the library. I really hate this cover. I like the other cover. I don't know what edition that is, but anyways, I am now 121 pages into this book. So like, I don't know, almost halfway, I get. Well, not really, like a third of the way through, I think. And I don't know what to, I don't know what to tell you about this book. It's very hard to describe it. I remember reading that it was like the first magical realism book, and I can definitely see that. It is basically following this town. Is it a town or a village? Town of Macondo. I'm probably gonna pronounce things wrong. Following this town of Macondo through the history of the Buendia family. And so basically the patriarch of this family, what is his name? There is a family tree, which is definitely helpful. So the patriarch of this family, Jose Arcadio Buendia, and then his wife Ursula Iguaran. It follows them and then their children and then their children and then their children, you know how that works. But no one really dies unless they're killed in this book. Like, no one dies of old age. So I think that's part of the magical aspect of this book and of this town. Like, they do even mention near the beginning that like years and years have gone by and no one in this town has died, and now a few characters have passed away, but it's all been from not natural causes. I think I'm liking this book. There's definitely parts where I'm like, what am I reading? I keep thinking that this would have been a great book to read in school, because I feel like if I were reading this with someone like guiding me through it and kind of explaining it as I go, I think I would appreciate it a lot more, because sometimes I'm just reading it and I just don't know what's going on, and I think that's just my pea brain. Also, a lot of the characters' names are very similar, so I'm having a bit of a hard time keeping track of them, because like, let's go through this family tree a little bit. So we have Jose Arcadio Buendia, he is the patriarch. We have his son Jose Arcadio and his other son Aureliano Buendia. Then we have our Jose Arcadio's son Arcadio and Aureliano Buendia's son Aureliano Jose, and then it just keeps going. So I have to remember in which order the names go and who's son and who's father, and that part is just a little confusing. I am enjoying it. Like, the writing is really good, obviously, and I'm happy that I'm reading it now, because I don't know when I ever would have gotten to this book, because this is one of those books that I wanted to read at some point in my life. So I'm glad this video is allowing me to read it now, but I just don't know. Like, I'm liking it, but I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely see why it's recommended to Pisces, just because of the, you know, the magicalness of it. Again, I think a lot of these books are recommended to Pisces because of like the daydreamer quality, because this is definitely something that like, it's written in a very like stream of consciousness way. All that to say, I am 120 pages into this. This will be the last book in this video and then I'll finally get this video up. But yes, so next time you see me, I will be done this book and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, the sun is a lot right now, but hopefully this is okay. Oh my god, I don't know. But hi, I am back with my final update for this video. I have finally finished 100 Years of Solitude. I don't have the book anymore because I did not think this through, and I literally returned it to the library a few hours ago. And then I knew that like my plan for today was to go to the library and film this clip finishing this video, and it did not click in my head that it would be nice to have the book, but I don't have it anymore. But maybe that's for the best. So I don't even remember when I made my last update, but I know I started 100 Years of Solitude the last day of February. And today is actually St. Patrick's Day. It's March 17th. It took me, I guess, 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks to read this book. And I know I was saying that I was liking it at the beginning, but that changed. I'm so sorry. I was so bored reading this book, and I know I probably should have DNF'd it, but I really wanted to finish it, partly just for this video so that I could give you guys my review, but also just so that I could say, like, it's one of those books that I wanted to read at some point in my life, and now I can say I have read 100 Years of Solitude. I did not love it. Now listen. The main reason that I did not enjoy this book is because I just didn't understand it. And I know so many of you are probably yelling at me. Those of you who are like diehard lovers of this book are probably yelling at me, being like, oh my god, you just didn't understand it. You don't understand why it's so great. You are so right. I did not understand it at all. I mean, first of all, the characters, I could not keep them straight. There were so many characters and they all had the same name, and maybe you think I should have put in more effort at knowing who was who. I did refer to the family tree that was at the beginning of the book multiple times. I still got very confused. This light is not but we're gonna power through. But yeah, I just got so, like, why couldn't we have differentiated the names just a bit more? Because them all having like just small variations of the same name was just so confusing. And then people would sleep with other people and I was like, aren't you guys related? And I'm still not sure if some of them were related or not. And also, like, I mean, this was written in the 60s, I think, so there was some very dated language being used. There was a lot of fatphobic language that I did not like reading, and I know it's a product of its time, but that doesn't mean that I still don't get uncomfortable when I read it. And then also like some lines about women I did not like. There were there were a few examples of basically like she breasted boobily, you know? So some of the language I just did not like reading about, but the main reason I didn't like it was just because I was so bored and I did not know what was going on, and like there really was no plot. But normally that's not a problem for me. I like books that have no plot, but I need to then connect with either the characters or the writing or both in a perfect world, and I just didn't connect to either. I can recognize that this book is like wonderfully written. I can recognize that Gabriel Garcia Marquez is like an exceptional writer. Like, I'm not trying to debate that. I don't think he's a bad writer by any means. I just did not connect with his writing at all. I did not understand it. There was something that was not clicking for me, and I didn't connect to any of the characters because I didn't know who was who. So unfortunately, I did not love this book, and I gave it 2 stars, and I'm so sad about it. I think I mentioned this for my first clip for this book, but I think if I read this like for school and I had like a teacher like helping me analyze this as I was reading it, I think I would have liked it more. But that being said, I mean, I would like to be able to just read a book on my own and be able to understand it, and I just did not have that experience with this book. But I can recognize that it is, you know, a very influential book, especially because it is considered like the original magical realism book. So like, I appreciate this book for what it is, just in terms of like my personal taste. I did not love it. Now, do I see why it's recommended to Pisces? I guess because of the magical realism. I mean, I said that so many times in this video that like Pisces are known as daydreamers. So I think that's what made up a lot of these lists for book recommendations for Pisces, is books that had like magical realism and had characters who were daydreamers and stuff like that. Other than that, I don't really see why it's recommended to Pisces, but maybe that's just because I don't understand what happened in this book. So it's kind of a sad note to end on, and now this video is so late. I wanted to post this on my birthday, and it is March 17th. So I don't know when this video will go up because I'm still like in the middle of school right now. I don't know when I'll have time to edit, so it probably won't be up even before Pisces season ends. So I'm a little worried about when I post this. People will just be like, who cares about Pisces, because it's Aries season now. But listen, Aries, you can have your moment, but just let me have my moment a little bit longer. So anyways, I'm so sorry about the sun, but quickly to recap, I read 4 books for this video. We had 2 5 stars, The Dreamers and Actor Age, Eve Brown. Loved both those books. We had 1 3-star, Remarkably Bright Creatures. It was fine, and then a 2-star. So were these recommendations accurate? I can see why each of these books were recommended to Pisces. I don't know. I mean, this is just a fun video idea. We don't need to analyze it too much. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it took me so long to film this. Let me know if you are also a Pisces. Let me know if you like any of these books, or just drop, actually, if you watch till the end, leave the emoji of your zodiac sign in the comments, and we could see what everyone's sign is, and just chat to me down below. I don't know about anything. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!